Ladies and gentlemen, 2026 is not waiting for you. Time is not slowing down for you. The world is moving, expanding, evolving with or without you. The question is not, will 2026 be better? The real question is, will you be better when 2026 arrives? Because a year doesn't change your life, your habits do. A new calendar means nothing if you walk into it with the same excuses, the same mindsets, and the same patterns. If you want 2026 to look different, you must walk into it as a different human being, and that transformation begins with 7 habits that will elevate your mind, energy, success, and life. Habit of relentless self-discipline is the foundation of every transformation, every breakthrough, every success story you have ever admired. People often think greatness is about talent, luck, or opportunity. It's not. Greatness belongs to those who show up even when they don't feel like it. The person who trains while others rest, who studies while others scroll, who builds while others wish, that person wins. Discipline is the decision to do what needs to be done long after the excitement has faded and comfort starts calling. Anyone can work when they feel inspired. The real difference is made by the one who works when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when it's boring, tiring, and inconvenient. Most people never achieve what they want because they negotiate with their excuses more than they commit to their goals. They say, "I'll start tomorrow," and tomorrow becomes next month, next year, and then regret. You must reach a point where your dreams are no longer optional, where your growth becomes non-negotiable. Discipline means getting up early when your bed feels warm. It means choosing the gym instead of comfort. It means saying no to instant pleasure for long-term fulfillment. You must build a mindset that doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it?" but instead declares, "This is who I am. I do this because it's my standard." Think about your future self, the one you visualize living the life you desire. That version of you already wakes up early, already trains, already pushes through resistance. Discipline bridges the gap between who you are now and who you know you can be. Every time you follow through on your commitment, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. Every time you delay or avoid, you feed the weaker version of you. Discipline is identity work. It's proving to yourself daily that you are capable of more than your comfort zone suggests. There will be days when motivation disappears, that's guaranteed. There will be mornings when your mind whispers, "Skip it, rest, you deserve a break." But that's exactly when discipline matters most. It's in those moments when it's tough, when it's uncomfortable, when things aren't going your way, that champions are born. Discipline is the muscle you build through repetition. You don't become disciplined by doing it once. You become disciplined by doing it consistently, especially when it's hard. The more you push through resistance, the more unstoppable you become. Remember this, success doesn't come from intensity, it comes from consistency. Not from what you do occasionally, but from what you do every single day. A disciplined person isn't stronger, smarter, or luckier. They simply don't allow excuses to dictate their actions. They take ownership, they do the work, they pay the price. If you make discipline your lifestyle, 2026 will not just be another year. It will be the year you look back and say, "That was the moment I changed everything." Discipline is not a habit for success, it is the doorway to it. Habit of deep focus is the modern-day superpower, yet it's the one most people are losing. We live in a world where distraction has become entertainment, and attention is the new currency. Every notification steals a piece of your potential. Every scroll trades minutes of your life for nothing in return. People aren't failing because they lack talent. They are failing because they are scattered. They chase too many things, start too many ideas, but finish none. Success is rarely about doing more. It's about doing what matters with full intensity. When you can lock your mind on one task with complete presence, you multiply your output, your learning, and your results. Focus turns average work into excellence and turns time into progress. Most people are busy, but very few are productive. There's a massive difference. Busy means motion. Productive means movement forward. Busy means activity. Productive means achievement. You can spend a whole day with an active mind, yet accomplish nothing that changes your life. If your focus is fragmented, your progress will be too. You must train your mind to eliminate noise, to guard your attention like treasure. Your goals need your presence, not your leftover energy. If you want 2026 to reward you, start practicing the art of deep focus now, one task, one purpose, one direction at a time. The world rewards those who finish, not those who simply start. When you focus deeply, your brain enters a state of flow where time disappears, creativity rises, and performance skyrockets. This is where your best work is born. Think of the times you were so immersed in something that hours passed like minutes. That is the power of focused engagement. Imagine living like that daily. Imagine dedicating one protected hour every day to your goals without interruptions, no notifications, no multitasking, no splitting your attention. Just 1 hour of deep work can separate you from 90% of people who spend their days distracted. A focused hour builds careers. A focused month builds skill. A focused year builds a new life. But deep focus isn't just about removing distractions around you. It's also about silencing the distractions inside you. Doubt, fear, overthinking, comparison, these are internal thieves of concentration. You must learn to guide your thoughts like a leader, not a follower. When your mind wanders, bring it back with intention. When distractions try to pull you away, remind yourself of the vision you're chasing. Focus is a mental muscle. The more you practice bringing your attention back, the stronger it becomes. Choose presence over impulse. Choose purpose over noise. Choose creation over consumption. Understand this, the future belongs to the focused. In 2026, opportunities will not go to those who know the most, but to those who can apply what they know without distraction. The person who can sit with their work, fully engaged, completely committed, will outrun talent, luck, and even intelligence. If you want to build something extraordinary next year, start training your attention today. Because when you control your focus, you control your future. Guard your attention, direct your energy. When you master focus, you become unstoppable. Habit of continuous learning is not something you finish. It's something you live. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing, and the world moves ahead without you. Skills evolve, industries change, opportunities shift, and only those who adapt continue to rise. Continuous learning means feeding your mind with knowledge every single day, even when life gets busy. It's reading when others are scrolling, listening to growth instead of gossip, investing in development instead of distraction. You are not limited by your current ability. You're limited by what you refuse to learn. The person you become in 2026 will be determined by what you choose to learn in 2025. Knowledge is leverage. The more you know, the more solutions you see. A problem that feels overwhelming today might become easy tomorrow simply because you upgraded your skill set. Many people complain about their circumstances while refusing to grow out of them. They wait for opportunity instead of preparing for it. But opportunity doesn't knock on every door. It knocks on the doors of those who have built themselves ready to receive it. Every book you read, every course you take, every conversation with someone wiser, These are seeds. And like any seed, they don't bloom instantly, but they bloom inevitably. Learning isn't just about information. It's about transformation. Real learning changes how you think, how you see the world, how you respond to challenges. Continuous learners ask better questions, make better decisions, and move more confidently because they understand what others only guess. When you learn daily, you sharpen your mind like a sword. You think deeper, move smarter, and solve problems faster. You become harder to replace, harder to ignore, and harder to stop. Knowledge is not just power, it is freedom. But continuous learning requires humility. You must be willing to admit there's more to know, more to improve, more to master. Many people block their own growth because they believe they already know enough. Ego says, I know this. Growth says, let me learn more. Success leaves clues everywhere, in books, in mentors, in failures, in life, but only the humble see them. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once unskilled. If you're willing to learn, you can rise beyond anyone who isn't. Imagine the version of you 1 year from now. If you learn one new skill every month, read one book every few weeks, practice one habit of growth daily, what could you become? How much further ahead would you be? Continuous learning compounds like interest. Small improvements stacked daily become extraordinary transformation. Make learning a lifestyle, not a moment. Feed your mind with knowledge like a champion prepares for battle. Because in 2026, the world will not just reward the strong, it will reward the educated, the adaptable, and the forever growing. Habit of taking bold action ideas are everywhere, but execution is rare. Almost everyone dreams, plans, visualizes, and talks about what they want, but very few step into the arena and take action. Bold action is the bridge between intention and reality. You can have the perfect vision, the best business plan, the right contacts, but if you don't act, nothing changes. Action is what turns thoughts into results. Action is what separates the wishful from the successful. There are millions of people with potential, but only a handful who actually move. You must decide to be among the few who act, not the many who wait. Waiting for the perfect moment is the biggest illusion. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time. The stars won't align for you, conditions won't magically turn ideal, and fear won't disappear. You start before you're ready. That's how every breakthrough begins. You write the first page, even if it's imperfect. You launch the product, even if it's small. You step onto the field, even if your voice shakes. Bold action is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. Every master was once an amateur who simply dared to begin. Action builds momentum, and momentum is powerful. Once you start, even with a small step, the second step becomes easier, then the third, the fourth, until what once felt impossible becomes your new normal. Confidence is not found before action, it is built through action. People say, I'll act when I'm confident, and not realizing that confidence comes from doing. You build belief by seeing yourself follow through. You trust yourself more when you act. Bold action becomes fuel. Each win, no matter how small, expands your courage and strengthens your identity. Yet many people delay action because they fear failure. But failure is not the enemy inaction is. Failure teaches, sharpens, redirects, and grows you. Every setback carries a lesson that moves you closer to success. Inaction teaches nothing. When you avoid trying, you avoid learning. The person who fails 10 times is still ahead of the one who never tried once. You don't rise by avoiding mistakes, you rise by moving through them. Bold action requires accepting that progress might be messy, uncertain, imperfect, but necessary. In 2026, the winners won't be those who dream the most. They'll be those who execute the fastest. those who move while others hesitate, those who take risks, make decisions, and step forward when others remain stuck. Your life won't be changed by thought alone, it will be changed by movement. If you take bold action consistently, you will create opportunities that others only wish for. Action transforms potential into reality. This year, refuse to be a spectator of your own dreams, be the builder, because when you act boldly, life moves with you. Habit of guarding your environment. Your environment is one of the most powerful forces shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. You become like the people you spend the most time with. Their habits influence yours. Their mindset affects your thinking. Their standards either elevate you or pull you down. If your circle celebrates growth, discipline, ambition, you'll naturally rise. But if it revolves around gossip, laziness, negativity, comfort, it will slowly kill your potential without you even noticing. Guarding your environment means carefully choosing the voices you allow around you, because every voice is either fuel or poison. You cannot soar with people who are committed to staying on the ground. So many dreams die not because the dreamer was incapable, but because they were surrounded by people who didn't believe, didn't push, didn't inspire. The wrong environment can make greatness shrink. You start questioning yourself, shrinking your ideas, lowering your standards just to fit in. Humans adapt, but not always upward. You adapt to the energy around you. If you're surrounded by mediocrity long enough, excellence will start to feel abnormal. This is why you must protect your space like a warrior protects their territory. Not every friend is aligned with your future. Not every voice deserves access to your mind. Guarding your environment also means managing what you consume mentally, not just who you're around, but what you watch, what you read, what you feed your mind daily. Social media, news, entertainment, conversations, they are programming you whether you notice it or not. Negative inputs create negative thinking. Inspirational inputs create growth. Your mind is a garden. Weeds grow automatically, but flowers require planting. If you want to build a powerful future, you must stop allowing random thoughts and influences to run the show. You must take command of what enters your mental space. Sometimes protecting your environment means letting go of old patterns, old friendships, old habits, even old versions of yourself. Growth is uncomfortable because it often requires distance from those who don't want to grow. It takes courage to say, I'm choosing a higher standard for my life. But when you do, something incredible happens. You attract new people, new opportunities, new energy that matches the level you're rising to. You make space for better things by removing what drains you. Not everyone will understand your journey, and they don't need to. It's your life to build, not their approval to earn. When you intentionally surround yourself with people who challenge you, support you, and stretch your vision, you become unstoppable. A powerful environment becomes your accountability, your fuel, your daily reminder of who you're becoming. In 2026, success will not only come from what you do, but from who you do it around. Build a circle that speaks ambition, that celebrates discipline, that pushes you when you slow down. Create an atmosphere where your goals feel normal, where growth is expected, and where greatness is the standard. Because when your environment rises, you rise with it.